What's up, guys? So, today is June 16th, which if we put into numbers is 616, which is also the number of the main universe in Marvel Comics, meaning that I'm going to be doing an MCU quiz today. A link to it will be down below. This one's on Rotten Tomatoes, and just by peeping the first question, I'm already a little bit concerned that I'm not going to be shown to be as big a fan as I believed myself to be. I have a feeling that some of these are gonna catch me. So, let's get into the Ultimate Marvel Cinematic Universe quiz presented to us by Rotten Tomatoes. Alright, the first question. In how many Marvel Studios films does Agent Coulson appear? Okay, so he's in Iron Man 1. That's where he first appears. And he appears to debrief Tony after his escape from the cave and the Ten Rings. There's then Iron Man 2, where he leaves halfway through to appear in Thor. He's in the Avengers. I'm gonna go with 5 because he appears in Captain Marvel as well. I'm gonna go with 5. Cool. I got it right. Okay. This means that I can keep my score simply by scrolling. Sweet. Who was originally set to direct Ant-Man? Who did end up directing it? Yeah, that's a hard question. We've got Edgar Wright here, and that's ringing a bell. And I'm not sure if that's because that's who actually directed it. I don't think it was. I'm gonna go with Edgar Wright. Despite being one of the earliest films Marvel Studios developed, creative differences for Wright to depart the project in 2014. So glad I got that right. What name did Black Widow use when first introduced to Tony Stark in Iron Man 2? Now we've got Natalia Romanova, Natalie Russell, Natalie Roman, and Natalie Rushman, which is what she gave. But the fact that her cover identity was Nat, which is the nickname that Hawkeye has for her, and then a last name starting with R, was it really that much of a cover? When did Hank Pym resign from S.H.I.E.L.D.? That's the opening scene for Ant-Man, which I believe was set in 81? 81 is one of the options here. We've got 76, 81, 89, and 90. I'm going to go with 81. 89. I could have swore that the opening scene was 81. Okay, 89. Meaning that was only 2 years before Howard Stark died. Alright, so I got one wrong. There's 30 questions here, so I got one wrong. True or false, Philip J. Coulson was an established Marvel Comics character before his cinematic debut in Iron Man. That is false. He was created by Mark Fergus, Hawk Ostby, Art Markham, and Matt Holloway for the film. He made his comic book debut in April 2012's Battlescars #6. He was not. Alright, so we got a question here. Who has Talos not impersonated? S.H.I.E.L.D. director R. Keller, Phil Coulson, Nick Fury, and Solar. Nick Fury. Oh, no. Of course he's impersonated Nick Fury. Far From Home. It's Phil Coulson, the one that copies Phil Coulson is the one that dies. Damn it. Here's me just going with... God. Alright. Okay. I was only thinking of characters that had been impersonated in Captain Marvel. I completely forgot about. I love this question. If anybody gets this question wrong, just like, it says, when did Howard Stark die? And before you even look at the options, you should know that it's December 16, 1991. Purely based on how many times Zemo says it in Civil War. Who was the commanding officer of the SSR during World War II? That was Chester Phillips. That's good. That's good. The other characters, the other military officers on that list are real military officers. The super soldier serum used on Steve Rogers was eventually recreated. Not to my knowledge. True. Howard Stark successfully replicated Dr. Erskine's formula in 1991. Although the effect it had on a new batch of Winter Soldiers was just, yes, it was not completely successful. Which I would beg means that he didn't recreate the serum. He didn't recreate a successful serum. Okay? You're telling me I'm wrong, but I am... They're arguing that because the serum used in the Winter Soldiers was blue, that means that it was a successful recreation. Who is Thanos' father? He has not appeared yet in the MCU, but it's allies. Yes, that is correct. Little thing, as revealed by Red Skull in Infinity War. Alright, so out of our top 10, how many have we already gotten wrong? 1, 2, 3. I am not doing well. At least not as well as I think I could be doing. Alright. Let's get into this. True or false, the Infinity Gauntlet makes a cameo appearance in Thor. That is true. It's later revealed to be a fake. In Ragnarok. Fake. Most of the stuff in here is fake. That's not bad. Who created the character of Rocket Raccoon? This is... This is not an MCU question, this is a comic book question. It's not James Gunn and Sean Gunn, I know that. Jim Starlin and George Perez, ringing some bells. No? Bill Mantlo and Keith Giffen in 1976. He would not join the Guardians of the Galaxy until 2008, and that is the version they then used. Star-Lord's version. In the movies. No. This is not fair. When did the Chitauri invade Earth? Now, instead of just saying 2012, the options here are 4, 6, 8, and 10 years prior to Spider-Man Homecoming. It's 6 years prior to Spider-Man Homecoming. But in Spider-Man Homecoming, it says 8 years. But, and I'm hoping that they're not going to pin me on this because it says 8 years in the film. The writers and the directors came out afterwards and said that no, that was a mistake. No. It's saying 8 years is the correct answer. Since Marvel likes to keep the timeline a little bit fluid, the Battle of New York takes place in history. The Battle of New York's place in history is always relative to the events of Spider-Man Homecoming. No, it's not. I'm sorry. because when Tony's talking about how long he's had Thanos in his head, which is from that in Infinity War, he then says 6 years. So it can't be relative to Homecoming. I'm sorry. It's saying I got that one wrong. I don't think I did. But you know what, we're playing by its rules. So Gamora is a member of the Black Order, true or false? I mean, give us some context here. Before she joins the Guardians? After she joins the Guardians? Because after she joins the Guardians, she's a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Before that, yes. So both answers here, depending on your perspective, are true. Like they're correct. I'm gonna go false because she's a member of the Guardians. Okay, cool. Both Gamora and Nebula are considered separate from the other orphans Thanos trained to be in his Black Order. He's hoping another one of those separate children is Moondragon, because that would just be a sick reveal for what am I after? Guardians 3. That'd be really cool. Who or what created the Infinity Stones? 6 singularities from before the Big Bang. Roy Thomas, who I feels like the one who created them in the... You know what, we're gonna go with Roy Thomas. No, it's not gonna... Okay. You can't do that. Okay. In the MCU, it is 6 singularities from before the Big Bang. We know that. Eternal Varden tells us that. When this thing flips around, it says, writer Roy Thomas first mentioned the Soul Gem in 1972's Marvel Premiere #1. They don't actually exist. You said who or what created them. Roy Thomas first mentioned the Soul Stone. Several other Soul Gems appeared in the 1970s until they were renamed as the Infinity Gems, dubbed the Infinity Stones in the MCU, which means I got that one right too. I knew it wasn't going to be the Celestials or the Eternals. It trying to give us trick questions and then being like, haha, nah, wasn't a trick question at all, fam. But here's the actual answer. True or false? Martin X freed Yondu Udonta from slavery within the Kree Empire. Not sure if this is supposed to be like a comic book question or an actual movie question. Because I feel like if it was in the MCU, it's Stakar. I'm gonna go with false. Stakar called saved Yondu. In the comic, all 3 characters were members of the Guardians in the 70s. Yeah, I knew that one. I knew that bit. I just wasn't sure about the slavery part. Who is Loki's father? That would be Laufey of Jotunheim. Who comprised the Warriors 3? Hogan, Fandral, and Volstagg. What do we got? Lady Sif's an option in 2 of them. No, it's Lady Sif and the Warriors 3, and Thor is in another one. But otherwise, Volstagg's in all of the options too, which is good because he's probably the best one. Who was originally set to play Fandral in Thor? Was it not supposed to be Josh Dallas? They've got Sebastian Stan here, which I think is kind of funny because if that's true, then that means that they were like, nah, we won't have you as this minor character. We'll give you a more major role, which has progressively become more and more major as it's gone on. Zachary Levi eventually replaces him. I'm gonna go... No, it was supposed to be Zachary Levi, who was forced to drop out because of commitments to the TV series Chuck. Dallas replaced him in the first Thor film, but Levi ultimately took over the role for Thor The Dark World and Thor Ragnarok. It was supposed to be Zachary Levi the entire time. Cool. Alright. It's interesting. True or false, Beta Ray Bill makes a cameo in Thor Ragnarok. True, he's one of the heads on the Grandmasters. Another one of these fucking questions. False, although his equine-esque visage does grace the side of Grandmaster's tower. That's a cameo, my guy. The noble Corviknight warrior worthy of lifting Mjolnir was scheduled to appear in the film at one point, and many are hoping he will turn up in Love and Thunder, yes. A lot of these questions I'm getting wrong on Rotten Tomatoes' stupid technicalities. Which of the 9 realms has not appeared in the Thor film? That would be Alfheim. Realm of the Light Elves. And considering they've got Thor Love and Thunder coming up, like, just include it there so that we've been to all 9 realms. You know what I mean? Like, where does Dormammu reside? The Dark Dimension. It's not the astral plane, the mirror dimension of the quantum realm. And though he vowed never to return to the material plane, other denizens of that realm may eventually find their way to Earth. Dormammu was slated, true or false, Dormammu was slated to appear in Avengers Endgame. True, okay. The Ancient One was supposed to show Bruce Banner a vision of Dormammu devouring Hong Kong as a consequence of plucking the time stone out of the past. Right. Supposed to be in that scene. Okay. Okay. Where did Stephen Strange train in the mystic arts? Kamar-Taj. The events of the Incredible Hulk happened in the MCU. True. And even though he kind of broke Harlem, the Luke Cage series never references that. Yeah. Alright, now which script is Stan Lee reading in his Captain Marvel cameo? It's Mallrats. And when Kevin Smith saw that scene and remembered the scene that Stan Lee made his first cameo in ever, but yeah, when Kevin Smith saw that he was reading the Mallrats thing, and then remembered the scene that he's in, he got a little bit emotional about it all. One of the other ones in this list of options is James Cameron's Spider-Man. And it says here, the story of Cameron's attempt to make a Spider-Man film in the 90s is worthy of its own movie. Let's not. That man is busy enough with Avatar right now. What is Nick Fury's middle name? Nicholas Joseph Fury. But everyone just calls him Fury. Not Nick, not Joseph, not Nicholas. Just Fury. True or false? Robert Redford was the first person to play Alexander Pierce on screen. Now you got me wondering if there was another version in some other one. I'm gonna go with false because I feel like he was supposed to be one of the characters in the World Security Council in Avengers. Neil Roberts played a slightly different non-Hydra version of the character. Oh no, in 98's Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. telefilm, the one that has the Hoff in it, which is really funny that the Hoff ends up turning up in the MCU. True or false? Marvel Comics character Adam Warlock was going to make his long-awaited debut in Infinity War. True? No. Marcus McFeely considered it, which is why I thought it was true, but felt they had no time to introduce him in a film containing nearly every other MCU character. Which, okay, fair enough. because Vision's introduction was kind of rushed. Okay, last question, and then we'll get to find out what percentage we got. I did not do well at this. I know I didn't do well at this. Peter Parker in the crowd at Iron Man 2's Stark Expo. Retconned. True, at least if Tom Holland has anything to say about it. He told the Huffington Post in 2017 that the kid in the Iron Man mask playing with toy repulsor gauntlets is in fact Peter Parker. Kevin Feige agreed to the idea, and I got 20 out of 30. I am, yeah, pass, adequate, yeah, no, I did not do well. Like Hawkeye, Mantis, and many before you, you've had your moments. Don't make the post up, but your costume mate's selling out of Target anytime soon. Thanks, Rotten Tomatoes. Alright, if you guys give this a go, let me know what your score is in the comments below. And obviously now that I've given you all the answers, if you don't get more than me, then there's an issue. But yeah, if you enjoyed this film, bloody hell. It's late, I gotta go to bed. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me, and the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new ones. And until next time, guys, keep your head screwed on.